So we are just 2 weeks away now until the official reveal for May's PlayStation Plus games. This month is flying by. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty excited to see what's coming up next for PlayStation Plus. Now this week we've got quite a few things to talk about. We've got rumours, we've got bonus content, we've got some other stuff as well. As usual though, before we get into it, if you guys need to renew your PlayStation Plus memberships, if you're looking for cheap PSN credit or just to pre-order games at a decent discounted price, make sure you check out the sponsor Instant Gaming. The link in the description will give you a little bit more of a discount. It's definitely worth checking out. Everything on their site's usually around 20% off. Definitely go take a look at it. But let's get into it. First things first, the drop. Yesterday we didn't get to do it. It's not very often, if I'm being honest, that we actually get to do the drop video, because these days there's usually like one game out in a week that I'm actually excited to play. And this week it's a game called Super Meat Boy Forever. Now Super Meat Boy was actually an old PlayStation Plus title. Super Meat Boy Forever, it's just kind of the follow-on from it. Now, it's not the kind of game to get majorly excited for. It's not some huge AAA title. In all honesty, it's literally just like a 2D platformer that's not got the best graphics, doesn't look beautiful or anything. However, it's quite quirky, and the style of it of just literally a little meat boy that's literally just going to get ground and mushed, and you just have to try and do your best to try and survive to get to the end of the level. It's quite cool. It's another one of them games that literally, if you've nothing to do and you're bored and looking for something to do for 20 minutes or something, you can jump onto it, do a few levels, and that's kind of it. It's pretty difficult. It's definitely not one of the easiest games ever, and that was the original. How Super Meat Boy Forever is going to play, obviously it's going to be pretty similar. Not too sure whether it's going to be even more difficult, but it's a challenging game that's pretty fun to play. And in all honesty, it's something that I am actually looking forward to checking out this week. On to the main stuff that you guys are kind of watching for, the rumours. Now, there's a rumour going around at the moment for a game called The Colonists. Now, funny enough, this game actually releases on the first Tuesday of May, which also kind of collides with the fact that the PlayStation Plus titles also go live on the first Tuesday of May. Now, this has happened quite a few times in the past where brand new titles come onto PlayStation Plus, and it's just because the games kind of release at the same time, going free on PS Plus and the release date. So, a game like this, it's not a huge, massive title, but it looks okay, it could be cool, it's quirky, it's not something that everyone's going to play, but The Colonists is pretty much a city builder. You have to build an automated world for like your little robots to live in. It looks okay and it looks quite cool to play. If you played stuff like Surviving Mars and that sort of stuff, City Skylines, I'm imagining something along the same kind of lines. But obviously with its own quirky little style, things are going to be a little bit different. But something like this, if it comes to PS Plus, I'm sure tons of you guys would be happy with it. But I am curious to see what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. The Colonists, if this comes to PS Plus next month, is it something that you're going to play or is it something that you're going to skip? Bonus content. Now, it's always nice to get something for free, whether or not it's through PlayStation Plus or a different service. Now, this one's actually through Twitch Prime. Now, don't worry, you don't need an active membership to claim this stuff. If you go down in the description, you'll see there's a link for a 30-day free trial where you can claim this stuff, as well as a load of other free stuff and free games as well. But this week, we're looking at free content for Apex. Now, Apex is a BR game that's pretty cool. It's pretty quirky by the fact that each character's kind of got special abilities, passive stuff that kind of gives each character its own little buffs. And every season, new characters get released with even more specials, and it just flips the game and makes it really crazy. The one cool thing that I love about Apex at the moment, it's a game that I've been playing quite a lot, is the fact that you're not stuck on the same map constantly. There'll be a map out for 2 hours, and then once you kind of start getting a little bit bored, it swaps to a different map and it kind of just refreshes things and it stops it getting so draggy and so boring. But you can actually claim some free content where you get to get yourself some customization, a free skin for the character Caustic, and it's called the Cold-Blooded skin. It looks alright, I suppose. Usually with Twitch Prime, everything's like just got a purple tint to it. Not gonna lie, not always that special. However, sometimes you do get some really cool stuff. I managed to get myself a unicorn skin for Watson, and I've also got like a Skull Trooper style skin for a character as well called Horizon. But if you've never played as Caustic, pretty much you're a big chunky dude who's got these gas traps that you can kind of throw around in doorways and just leave them everywhere along the map. And when they go off, you kind of get a little notification kind of thing that kind of shows you where and everything, and you know where people are, and it deals damage to them. Granted, not a lot, but still does it, and it slows people down as well, so it's always worth using. Any special, you kind of throw out this gas grenade that just covers the area in this green stinky stuff that Again, it deals damage, slows people down, and it can pretty much kill people depending on how much health they've got. But it's a character that's okay, it's just a little bit slower. But that's the free content that I'm going to talk about this week. Again, if you want to claim it, if you go in the description, there is a link for a 30-day free trial, so you can claim this, as well as a load of other free stuff. Moving on, what have I been playing? You guys always ask in the comments what am I playing at the moment on Twitter and stuff, and this week I've actually been playing something new that's a little bit different, and it's a game called Size Matters. Now, this game is so weird but so fun to play at the same time. You're a scientist in a lab and you're shrinking, and literally you're going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and you've got to try and find the antidote to save yourself, pretty much. And like, you're going around your lab, everything's kind of hidden and stashed away, but while you're shrinking, you'll start off being able to reach stuff, and then it gets to a point where you're having to move stuff to climb on stuff to get up into different areas, and then you just get smaller and smaller and smaller. It's really challenging, but it's really, really fun to play at the same time. I've really been enjoying it. Now, the only thing with this, it's pretty much just like a puzzle game. It's not going to be for everyone, but it is pretty cool. This, I'm playing it on PC. Hopefully it comes out on console at some point, because I'm sure you guys would absolutely love it. One quick thing before we move on to predictions. If you're curious about the stuff that I use for my setup, what PC that I use and everything, there's links down below, because I always get asked what do you use for like your mic and all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested, take a look down there. But on to my predictions. 2 games that I'm going to go for. I always try and go for 2 completely different style of games just to kind of mix things up a little bit. And the first one is a game called Ultra Wings Flat. Now, I played this game when it first came out, and at the time it was only available to play on PSVR, which was still a really cool experience. However, then they released a flat version which could just play standard on your TV, which again, it made it quite cool, just by the fact that you didn't need to set everything up if you enjoyed playing the game. But it's kind of like just a cartoony flight simulator style game, but rather than like a huge world, it's literally just like islands and stuff. And you have to do little tests and learn how to fly different kind of planes. It's quite cool, it's quite quirky. You have to literally just like go through targets and just mess around. It's a game that you can kind of just chill out on. In VR, it is much better. However, if you're not interested in VR, but you're still interested in the style of game, it is one that is worth a play. And if it went on PlayStation Plus, I'm sure tons of people would love it. And the second one that I'm going to go for is the remaster of Tony Hawk 1 and 2. And the reason that I'm kind of going for this one is because obviously we get a PS5 game every single month, and this has just had the upgrade so it's playable on PS5 with all the updates and upgrades to make it look even more beautiful. So something like this going on there would make sense, but at the same time it's a pretty cool game. I played the original Tony Hawk back in the day and it was crazy. It was just so much fun just to mess around on, and playing the remaster, it just looks cool. When it was remade, I was so excited for it, and now the fact that there's the updates to just make it look even better just makes things even more amazing, to be honest with you. And I think the 2 games that would make perfect PlayStation Plus titles. Granted, not everyone's going to be interested in the style, but in all honesty, I do think they'd be worth a play anyway. Now, out of all the games that I've mentioned today, if you guys are looking for new people to play with, make sure you jump on the Discord. Pretty cool community. It's a little bit quiet at the moment, but it's definitely worth checking out. And again, when it comes to any other gaming news, if you're interested in checking out other stuff, just games that I'm playing, little posts and stuff that aren't really worth making a video on, then make sure you check out the Twitter, because other news like that kind of goes up over there. But that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.